Okay, this video has been long overdue, and I was like, oh, I can't do it today because I don't look nice. But you know, at the same time, that's life. You're not gonna look nice every single day, and I'm trying to like accept that. So let's start off with this video. Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be answering your questions about witchcraft. So I want to give a thanks to everyone who had like a positive reaction to my first video and like kind of like rebranding of this channel, so thank you so much. I did ask you guys if you have any questions you want me to answer so we can start maybe doing weekly videos on here, because normally I do my stuff about witchcraft on TikTok, but it's probably gonna get banned tomorrow. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, let's start off with the first question. I would love like a Witchcraft 101 series or just like a little beginner's guide. So this is actually not a question, but I was actually planning on doing something like this, trying to do like a beginner guide video, tutorials and stuff like that. But I don't know exactly what you guys want to look for. So I'm gonna leave that open-ended. Again, you can leave in the comments. I was just gonna do basic stuff, but if anyone has any specific topics they want me to discuss, keep in mind I'm only gonna touch upon things that I'm aware of. So things relating to like different cultures and deities and stuff like that, I'm not gonna touch, because again, I'm not practicing that, and also I don't want to give out like false information, especially if I'm not practicing anything like that. You know what I mean? It's just that matter of like respect, and also I don't want to spread misinformation. But I do plan to do a Witchcraft 101 series on things that I practiced over the years and things that I feel like people can learn about, you know? As a witch, how do you feel about witches being portrayed as not real in literature, Halloween decorations, etc., or people referring to themselves as witches because of the aesthetic and not actually practicing witchcraft? So the first part of that, how it's portrayed in like in a fictional sense, I guess. Sometimes it does suck because like I've been saying this a lot. People kind of like assume that witchcraft equals Satanism, and it's not always the case like that. Again, since the term witch and witchcraft have been like so ridiculed over the years, people just assume it's like bad. They don't know that there's other cultures and religions and stuff like that associated with the craft. And I mentioned this in the last video. I call myself a witch because like I feel like it's more appropriate rather than saying I'm a spiritualist, because I don't really like connect in that way. But the Halloween decorations stuff, I don't think it's like a bad thing. That's fine, because like I actually use Halloween decorations to like decorate my house, so I can't really say that like it's terrible or anything. But it's just more so that people assume how witches are evil in a fictional sense. They think that's like how it is in real life. And you know, it's okay if you don't believe in this stuff, but it just really sucks because like a lot of people like to preach like, oh, please respect my religion or please respect my beliefs, but oftentimes people don't really do that towards me, which is why it took me a really long time to like be public about me practicing witchcraft, because I've heard that a lot in my life, especially because I grew up with like 2 religions in my household, and I went to a Catholic school, and a lot of people in that school often told me, since my dad was Hindu and like part of my family practice Hinduism, it was all like fake, or like I was a fake Catholic because like I had a father who wasn't Catholic and stuff like that. So like that kind of stuff really touches a nerve with me because I've heard that my whole life. So yeah, I think it's more that line. I don't take offense to it in terms of like, oh, this is how they portray witches in fictional sense, like most of them are evil. That's not really what offends me. It's when people assume that like in real life that's how it is, and people calling themselves witches because of the aesthetic, not because they actually practice witchcraft. Like I can't really say, like I said, I refer myself to a witch even though sometimes I don't feel like it, because I don't know like how to present myself, because again, I don't see myself as a spiritualist, even though I practice some things that are part of being a spiritualist and whatever. I don't see it as a problem per se. I think it would be a problem if they say that and they were kind of like spreading misinformation, you know? I feel like that would be a problem. Is twin flames a witchcraft thing, or does it fall under something else? What are different categories of spells? Have you ever been part of a coven? If so, what's like? I want to say maybe this is calling me out, I don't know. The whole twin flame thing, I feel like that like became popular because of social media. I don't know if it's just like me, maybe because I'm old or something, but like I feel like that whole twin flame thing was just so popularized because of social media, and it kind of lost its meaning. You know, like people don't take it as like what it actually means, and they just kind of think like, oh my god, we're like the same, we're meant to be and stuff. And I just feel like that's what it is right now. It's just another term that's lost its meaning. A different category of spells. Oh, sure, there's definitely different categories. You can have like protection spells, love spells, money spells, hexes, curses, all that stuff. There's plenty of think of it like as this. If you think of a situation, there's probably a spell for that. There's just so many different kinds, and certain witches or practitioners practice certain kinds. So for example, baneful magic, I don't really do that, but there's people out there who do baneful magic against people who harm others. I want to clarify that not all baneful witches do it just because they want to be mean or something. Sometimes they're doing it to protect others, so it's a form of protection magic as well. Or like love witches, where they do love spells, and again, it's not about like romance. It could be self-love, learning to love yourself, things like that. So don't think of it like is in literal sense too. Even with money spells, it's not a matter of to get rich. Maybe it's just to practice your energy to turn it into so that you are more productive, so you can get more money. Because I feel like a lot of people assume the spell is like what exactly it means. There's more layers to that, and I feel like I'll talk about that in my like Witchcraft 101 series. Have I ever been part of a coven? No, I have not. I would say it would be nice if I knew more people who practiced witchcraft in real life. You mentioned during your video that you come from a multicultural family and your father's side with Hinduism influence and you practice a fair bit. Do you follow any traditional regarding witchcraft or more of electric? Would love to know how you tend to incorporate it into your daily life. By the way, those golden olive branches look great on you. Thank you for the last video. So yeah, I come from a multicultural family. So my dad's side is Hindu and my mom's side is Catholic. But a lot of the times, even though my mom's side is Catholic, they kind of follow like the traditional like Filipino folklore and stuff like that, because a lot of my great grandparents were like spiritualists and stuff like that. So that's why my mom could understand my dad's like Hinduism like culture and stuff like that. She could understand it because it was kind of similar to like how she grew up, and that's kind of like what influenced me growing up too, because I heard both sides. Obviously, in my opinion, I probably take more after like my dad's side in terms of like spirituality, because even though I unintentionally do these things, my dad would tell me, oh, we do that, you know, like Hindus do that. He would tell me that, and I'd be like, oh, okay, so I was kind of doing it already. I didn't even know. So in terms of like traditions, if I were to say like generally speaking, because I don't follow any deities or anything like that, that's just like my personal preference. But in terms of like how nature is, karma belief as well, that's also a Hinduism thing. I believe in that as well. Using crystals for healing purposes, I use that. Working with herbs and stuff, same thing. Even like superstitions and stuff like this could be more generalized, not just like Hinduism. I feel like this is more like Asian culture. A lot of like superstitions my parents taught me, I follow too, and then it turns out like, oh, a lot of witches do the same thing. This is where I go to say like a lot of cultures like kind of like cross over each other. We have the same belief system in a sense, but we don't really realize it. So like, for example, if you've heard of this, like don't cut your nails at night, don't play near trees at night. What was another one that knock on wood so you don't like jinx yourself or anything like that. Having a spiritual broom in my house that's used for shifting the energy, opening all the windows during a certain time of day, like things like that I do on a daily basis. And yeah, it's just influence from both family cultures. Even like I remember my mom telling me how we have to say thank you. So like example, if you take water from the river or something like that, say thank you for allowing you to take. I do that all the time. If I take something out of nature, I always say thank you. If I'm done with a spell, for example, and I want to give the herbs back to the earth, I always say thank you, for helping me cast the spell and whatever. It's just stuff like that. As a witch, what is your favorite spell or connotation? And I'm curious, do you as a witch do potions, or is it a whole different thing? I have a lot of spells that I like practicing. I think my favorite one, and this is like mainly because I'm a mom right now and I'm like really tired, so sometimes it is hard for me to do my practice at the moment, but the easiest one that I can do is stirring intentions into my coffee. And what I mean by that is like when I make my coffee and you stir clockwise. Clockwise is like what you're setting the intention, like what you're trying to bring into your life. Counterclockwise is what you're trying to like banish or like move away out of your life. So whenever I'm stirring my coffee, I usually add like a little bit of cinnamon into it. Cinnamon brings abundance of prosperity towards you. So it doesn't even have to be money. It could just be like good luck, or like I hope I have a great day today, or something like that. I say my affirmations over it, and I stir clockwise while trying to think of like what I want today to be. And then also coffee as a property helps. It's basically like a booster. It like brings that spell to fruition even faster. Again, I'll explain all this in Witchcraft 101, but that is like one of my favorite ones to do right now. Just because I drink coffee every day, because, you know, I don't sleep, and it's so easy that I don't really have to like set up all these things. Not that I don't like doing like huge spells with like candles and stuff. I love doing stuff like that, but most of the time I don't have time. So when I am with my son, I'm like, I can just make coffee. Hey, I can just do a spell right now. So that's like probably my favorite one right now. And in terms of like potions and stuff, oh yeah, definitely some witches do that. I personally don't do potions per se. I think the closest thing you can come up with like in terms of like potions for me would be like in terms of food, if I'm making certain kinds of teas or coffee or drinks or whatever. That's probably what the closest thing I would do. I just personally don't do potions, but again, I know other people do, and that's their practice. Again, everybody's different. Okay, and the final question, is there a difference between white magic and black magic, so like good and evil? Just like anything, yes, of course, everything in the universe has a good and bad side to it. I never said like witchcraft was like 100% good. I just don't like it when people just assume that it is. But of course, there are people who use witchcraft in terms of like bad things. Of course, it's like you can say that about religion, like cults and stuff like that. Religion can be good, but it also can be bad because people take it too far, and it's the same thing with witchcraft. People take it too far as well. So in terms of like good and evil, white and black magic, yeah, of course. So yeah, that was the mini Q&A. Thank you guys so much for your questions. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do a weekly series on here. It could be 101 witchcraft, or it could be kitchen witchery, because I already filmed a couple of videos, just a matter of I gotta edit. But yeah, if you guys have any specific topic you want me to cover, please let me know, and I'll take it into consideration when I'm making new videos. But yeah, I'm just really excited to finally talk about all this stuff that I've been practicing, because it's been really fun slowly putting it out there that I've been doing this kind of stuff. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested in following me on social media, I am a girl in a game on everything. But if you want specifically like my witchcraft content on TikTok, if it's still going to be there later, I don't know. It's AGirlAndRealLife. You can check the links in the description. It will be all there. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the bell button as well, so you guys know when I upload the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!